Good morning, tubers, family, and friends. Sitting here poolside this morning in northwestern Mindanao, largest island in the Philippines, at the Golden Palace swimming pool and tower. And got a lot of blue sky this morning. And it's going to be a pretty good day, it looks like. Got a good subject here this morning to talk about concerning the historic interview from Tucker Carlson to Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia. The reason why, obviously, that Putin accepted the interview from Tucker is because Tucker is known in the U.S. to tell the truth, and he's honest and sincere, and he's a true American. He wants peace. He's an anti-war person, right? Which majority of Americans should be anti-war. The only reason why we should ever take up arms against others is if our homeland is invaded. That's the only reason why any U.S. citizen, American, whatever you want to call, should take up arms. Like at what's going on at the border, southern border of the U.S. I totally agree. All Americans should be down there with their shooting irons and doing what they can to help secure the border. If the U.S. military won't do it, and the states won't do it, these states, Arizona and California, that have traitorous governors that won't secure their borders, the people should do it. I mean, that's when the people should use their Second Amendment rights and get their guns out and start protecting their homeland, right? But we have no business, absolutely zero business, having bases, military bases, throughout the entire world. That's what happened with Britain before. I mean, look at history, right? When world powers start doing that stuff, it's the beginning of the end, because they can't keep supplying and trying to control the world. The world eventually beats them down and destroys them. So you can't focus on world domination through military means. It never works, ever. In the history of the world, it's never worked. So why do people keep going down this road? Because it's a money racket. Follow the money. The military-industrial complex is going full tilt, and all this money and corruption graft siphoning back into this cabal that's running the U.S. from behind the scenes, right? The deep state, whatever you want to call them, through the military-industrial complex and through other corporations. They're all in bed together, and it's been destroying America since the early 60s when they took out JFK. So anyways, back to Tucker's interview. I mean, I've known this a lot of years about Putin. Yes, he is a dictator. There's no doubt about that. 24 years he's been the president of Russia, right? But the guy is smart as a whip. He's cold and calculated. He is very confident. He is by far the smartest man in the room. By far, compared to all the G20 leaders. There ain't no doubt. And it showed in the interview how he's historical, right? He loves history of his motherland. He explained everything, and basically what's going on in Ukraine, and a lot of people don't realize it, and Putin actually brought it out in the interview, is that it's actually a civil war. What's going on between Ukraine and Russia, right? I mean, the predominant language in Ukraine is Russian, right? And there's the majority of the population in the Ukraine is Russian. It's an actual civil war is what's going on. The only reason why Ukraine even had borders is because of the breakup of the Soviet Union, and right? I mean, these things happen, and then their lines are drawn by people that don't understand the ethnicity of that area, and then that just creates problems in the future. So that's what's going on there. And it's like during our in the U.S. or the U.S. Revolution or the U.S. Civil War in the mid 1800s, when other countries were sending aid and sending military equipment to aid one side or the other in the Civil War. What it does is just makes it more bloody, and that's what's gone on in the Ukraine, right? Their population, half their population hauled ass and left the borders, and the other half was slaughtered. And there's not very many people even left in Ukraine. And it's just the worst wars are civil wars. That's where because the feelings are so deep, and it's your brother fighting your brother, fathers fighting their brothers and sisters. I mean, it's so deep and it's so terrible, right? That's what civil wars are. But my biggest thing about the whole Tucker interview with Vladimir Putin is, did you see the big packet about 2 inches thick of documents that he handed to Tucker saying this was history? Well, history could be classified documents that are damning the deep state running the U.S. Biden's a puppet. He's so close to having a heart attack. He's a heartbeat away from a heart attack, and you're going to be 6 feet under real quick. There's no doubt in my mind. And even the media now, ever since the Putin interview came out, they're even the media, the state-owned media, owned by the deep state in the U.S., are bashing Biden now, questioning his cognitive abilities. And it's true. The guy's a brain-dead old man just walking around. He should be in a nursing home. There's no doubt, right? Everybody can see it. It's plain as day. And it's about that time in the election season where they can get rid of him somehow, induce a heart attack for him, or put him in a situation where he's taken out, and then their hand-picked people, Michelle Obama, Mike Obama, or Nikki Haley on the Republican side, as long as they can jail Trump or get rid of Trump somehow, then they'll have the deep state will be in control of Nikki Haley on the right and Michelle Obama on the left, and they don't really care who wins then, because they control both of them, right? So that's what's going on. But these documents, I'm telling you, that they gave Tucker, that Putin gave Tucker, these documents, I bet you Tucker, once he opened them up and really saw what kind of classified documents in there, proving the whole deep state that's in control of the Biden administration, and they're the ones been calling the shots for years, for decades, right? These damning documents, I'm sure Tucker, his life is in danger. There's no doubt about that, big time, because he has to decide, oh, what's he going to do? What's he going to do with these documents? You know darn well that CIA operatives are going to be trying to take him out, or at least get control of him and search him and take all those documents or whatever from him, right? And then tell him, if you say anything about these documents, you and your family are dead. This is the way the CIA operates. So Tucker's screwed, really. I mean, what's he going to do? He's going to have to send these documents or get him onto the internet as soon as he possibly can, because if he doesn't, then they can take him out. But if he gets them in the open eye of the public as soon as he can, then it's all out there, where then if he's killed, then we all know why he was killed, right? So that's, I think, in my opinion, that's what Tucker's doing right now. He's finding a way to get all these, probably through Assange, Julian Assange, right, for WikiLeaks or something like that, or somehow. I guarantee Tucker's going to get these documents out into the world internet, so everybody can see all these documents that the Russians, and sure, it's propaganda to a certain extent, but people are going to decide on their own what they think the truth is. Some documents are irrefutable, right, about whatever the KGB documents that they got on the U.S. deep state, and they could put all that stuff out. People are going to have to decide on their own whether they believe it or not, right? And I'm sure that's why Hillary Clinton came out so quick after the Tucker interview and said, you know, called him a puppy dog, just totally discredited him and bad-mouthed him so bad, because Hillary Clinton, she's the biggest scumbag there is out there in the deep state, and all this stuff's going to come out about her, come out about Bill Clinton, come out about all kinds of people that were in bed with the deep state. Basically, a lot of these presidents since 1963 has been on the deep state payroll. They're just a puppet for the deep state, which is all these NSA, CIA, FBI, and all these think tanks like the Council of Foreign Relations, right? CFR, and then they're involved in all this other stuff, that is cultish, WEF, and they got a lock on the world, honest to God, because they're the BAAL worshipers. That's their religion, right? And the terrible, do research on that, BAAL cult. That's when Moses came down from the mountain with the 10 Commandments, and that's what all the Israelites were doing with the golden calf, that whole thing. They're into human sacrifices, they're into everything. It's unbelievable what these people are capable of and what they do behind the scenes. It'll blow your mind. Just do research. I've been doing this research my entire life. I have documents and books. One of the big ones is the Illuminati bloodlines, right? Majority of the presidents have bloodlines in the Illuminati, these super rich and powerful elites, and they keep inbreeding each other, right? They marry in the family and keep the bloodlines going. And the Clintons are in that. I mean, it'll blow your mind if you ever get a hold of that book. Who wrote it is like Fritz something is the guy's name. But like I say, these documents that were given to Tucker, it could blow the lid off of unbelievable amount of truth, shine the light on unbelievable amount of truth of what's going on. And don't be fooled. The head of the snake is the U.S. There ain't no doubt, right? the absolute head of the snake. They're the ones that spread all this stuff to the world, like NATO. They're the ones pulling the strings. They're in control of all these countries because they funnel billions of dollars to these cronies at the top in these different countries. And, you know, get with the program or you're going to have a problem with us. We're not going to give you these billions, because that's what it's all about. Bribery and corruption. That's the world. And the U.S. is the top of that because they have this whole massive Western financial system backing them, where it's just they can print as much money as they want. And that's why inflation's so bad right now, because if you start printing money like that in the trillions, I mean, what are we, 34 trillion? We're going through $10 billion a day now to run the United States and to cover all the federal workers and all the federal programs. It's not going to last forever. It's going down, and it's going down quick. That's why they're going to use this to their advantage, and that's why I put out those videos the last couple days about the Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. It's foretold almost. I mean, I would be absolutely shocked if nothing happens there. Absolutely shocked. And the whole Taylor Swift, she's a Masonic witch. She's an absolute Masonic witch. And she's luring all the people to the Super Bowl. And just like in 2017, there was that Las Vegas massacre at the Mandalay Bay, where there was over 60 people killed and over 400 people wounded from supposedly a one gunman in the hotel of the Mandalay Bay, which is total crap. There's documented stories of how even they were shooting from helicopters, slicing people up into a bunch of meat from helicopters. And there was several directions that the gunfire was coming from. I mean, it was, and then they blamed it all on one 60-year-old man. I mean, it's craziness, right? And that's just all a part of what they do with these rituals, because it requires a sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, you really have to understand, wake up and understand this is the kind of people that's running the U.S. And if the people can ever rise up, ever, and you know what, they won't until they're affected personally, because that's the way people are. They want to hide. They don't want to do nothing because, we can't do nothing about it, so let's go hide and let's just pay attention to our own life and have a fake happiness. And, you know, I mean, it's like living a lie. Why wouldn't you want to do what's right for your country? And what's right is getting rid of these evil people destroying the country. That should have been done a long time ago. But they're so dang powerful. The only thing that can stop it at this point is a massive majority of the people rise up and take all these people out. And I mean immediate rise up, take them out. Get the military on your side and take them out. And the only other way that's going to happen is if a foreign power does it. And then all the people are completely screwed. So this is what's going on in the U.S. right now, guys. And right now, the subscription or the recruitment of people going into the U.S. military, all the branches, they're lowering the standards big time, and they're even allowing these illegals coming up through the southern border to join the military, because they have the recruitment numbers are so low, the military personnel going down so fast, they got to do something, right? Because all their military is unbelievably depleted right now. And if they have this event that I think might happen in the Super Bowl, if this thing happens, what is it for? The whole purpose is not only for their ritual sacrifice, but then to enrage the entire country, because they'll blame it on Russia, or they'll blame it on China, or they'll blame it on Iran, guarantee you. They'll find passports of Iranians or passports of Russians or Chinese and instantly blame it on them. And they'll rally the whole U.S., unite them all to join the military, right? They'll even put big signing bonuses of $50,000 or something like that, to signing bonuses to go sign up for the military. I guarantee this stuff's going to happen. And then once they do that, World War III is on. Just like what happened in Pearl Harbor back in the day, 1941, same deal, right? But back then they didn't have to give big, huge, carrots of, oh, come join the military, we'll give you a bunch of money. They didn't have to do that back then because it was a real pride in the country, right? So it was so much easier to manipulate people back then. So when they have this FF, which is FALSE, second word FLAG, when they have that happen, because that's what they'll be if there's an event at the Super Bowl on Sunday. Today's Saturday here in the Philippines, so you got one day. I used to live in Las Vegas. I was there when the massacre occurred in 2017, which was the first solar eclipse. Less than a month after the first solar eclipse, of 3 solar eclipses that have gone through the U.S. That's prophetic. Solar eclipses mean absolute change, or the evil Baal people religion requires those kind of things for sacrifice. HUMAN, sacrifice, right? That's what happens. That's what these people do. That's what their whole deal is. And all these alien, so-called alien encounters that's been going on in the U.S. lately, the veil, or the boundaries between the dimensions of demons and our world is becoming so thin because of all these massive sacrifices that's been going on throughout the world and throughout the U.S. with abortions and everything. The veil is getting so thin, these demons are coming through, exposing themselves to human beings now. That's why you're getting these so-called alien, and I think aliens are demons from the other dimension. These demons have been coming through now because the situation in our world is becoming so evil that it's almost matching their dimension. The spirit, the power of the spirit in our realm is starting to match their super evil realm. So the boundary in between the dimensions are becoming, there are big holes starting to happen in them, right? So that the demons can just cross right over. That's what's going on right now. Pretty soon the veil is going to be, and the boundary is going to be completely removed, where these demons are from that realm is going to be in our realm completely. And one thing good about that is that it's been foretold in the end times that the miracles from God and from Jesus are going to be matching the evil that's going on the evil side. So there'll be more miracles than we've ever seen since the time of Adam and Eve and Noah, and way back, thousands and thousands of years. The miracles are going to be higher in the future here, in the very near future, than they ever were. So people that are close to Christ Jesus, and he's going to use those people big time with miracles to help him help others come to Christ in the last days. I think it's an exciting time. I mean, it's super exciting that this stuff, I mean, like I say, from a child, I've had this burning desire of prophecy, Bible prophecy, and it's something I was born with. Honestly, I'm not kidding you. I was born probably autistic, but I was also born with a disability. I had many surgeries on my feet when I was young because of the way I was born as an infant, right? So maybe God gave me this gift, or my family would say a curse, because they all think I'm crazy. But I know this is from God, and Jesus is leading me down this road for prophetic, because I can see the big picture. I've always been like that, where I can really see the big picture of what's going on, and I immerse myself in the history of the world and history of peoples, history of cultures, history of Bible prophecy, and it's awesome. That's my hobby. That's my what Jesus has given me, what God has given me as a gift, and that's what I love. So anyways, I'm just trying to tell you guys where I'm coming from and the warnings I'm putting out of what really could happen and what you can do about it. What did I do about it? God told me get out of the U.S. 10 years ago. I mean, from everything, from my first two families being destroyed, one through divorce, one through my second wife died of cancer, and all the destruction and evil that was pushed into the minds of my first children from my first and second wife. And God said, you get away, get out. Just like he warned the Jews to get out of Germany before Hitler took over and exterminated all the Jews. He said, get out. So my recommendation to all you is, if you have a super love for your family, which obviously most people do, even if they don't agree with you, get out. Go to the Philippines. This is a blessed, absolutely blessed country. Even the Constitution protects the family. And I haven't done research on that many constitutions, but the ones I know about, this is the only country in the world that protects the family. It's in the Constitution of the country, where divorce is completely illegal. So the family has to work out their problems, and just like what you should do, no matter what. Even if you think you're unhappy, that's what God has decreed, that you should remain married to one person, and for the benefit of your children and your own soul, because there's so many big problems with dating. I mean, look at it. People that jump from person to person to person in relationships, their life's going to be destroyed on that. And a lot of you know that through what you've done in your life. So here in the Philippines, you actually have a future for your family. So I'm going to leave it right there, guys. So beautiful day. I got to replace this here flag right here, because you can see it's damaged. I replaced those two already, and I'm going to go up and replace this flag right now. So love you guys. Take care. And like I say, everything grows here just like unbelievable. Look at how beautiful. I mean, it's flowers, bushes of flowers. That's the way it is in the Philippines. It's everywhere. Fruits, vegetables just grow wild. It's the place of it's truly like the Garden of Eden. And all my research says the Garden of Eden was here in the Philippines when Adam and Eve was created by God. So do your research, and I love you guys, and take care, and God bless. Bye-bye.